your engines for the Sony Computer Entertainment America production. Fasten your seatbelts for another multi-door creation.
We are off to the races now. Welcome back to Spratz Revisits. And this time, of course, we'll be taking on my personal favorite kart racer of all time, Crash Team Racing. I just wanted that to be good timing. So, yeah, this is actually one of my childhood favorites, especially. Of course, I played Mario Kart and all that, but yeah. This is always my go-to kart racer back in the day when I needed a good taste of it again. But that's for another time. We've got a lot to cover here, so let's begin. I'm just going to show the adventure and arcade here. So let's go to adventure. I'll show off the characters, like the main line characters here. I've already completed the story 100% before, and yeah, it's quite a feat, really. I could probably do it again, though. But anyways, we have Crash Bandicoot here, who is, but it says they're intermediate, which he's basically balanced throughout the entire cast here. And they do a little animation if you select them, which is actually kind of funny, too, so I'll show those off, too. Same with Dr. Neo Cortex, same as Crash. And then, of course, we have Tiny here, who's more advanced and basically has really good speed, semi-below average acceleration, and not very good handling. But yeah, he's actually one of the characters I like to play every so often whenever I would pick this game up. And intermediate again with Coco here. She's fairly balanced as well, but she has balanced speed with great acceleration and semi-below average handling, but she's still a fairly good character to pick up, though. All the characters on here are pretty good to pick up, so I'll just go ahead and throw that out there. Engine, he's the same as Coco. And Dingo Dial is basically the same as Tiny. So either one of those racers will do just fine if you want that speed. And here we go with Polar, who's a beginner type character. Semi-below average speed with pretty good acceleration with great handling. And last but not least, we have Purra, who's the same as Polar. They are the animal buddies of the cast here. So, and if we keep going, it's a full circle practically. So, those are the 8 mainline characters. I guess I'll show the hub world and the adventure here now. And so here's the hub world here. This is actually where you go to when you're about to beat the game. Nitrous Oxide, he is our main boss there. And so to start things off, I want to say let's go down here. So basically there's like 5 different areas, and just the same as the other Crash games, there's 5 bosses. But of course this time you race them. And who are those bosses? Well, I will reveal those later in the game. Of course, people who have played the game are actually super familiar with who it is and everything, but you know, I like to sound suspenseful. It's the little things. So this is basically the first area you go to when you start the game. And you see these computers here, that's for to save your profile. Don't really need to do that anymore with this save file at least, but yeah, whenever you have a profile starting, this is where you want to start at. And where these pads you see here, this is where the racetracks are, and I will show off most of the tracks in this game here. Actually, let's go this way. Actually, no, we went that way last time. Just kidding. And, yeah. This is the second area here. If you see on the bottom right there, on the, hope it shows the whole thing. It's, we'll show you, like, the whole course and everything, the map, basically. Those red dots are the tracks that you've completed, basically. I think they were, like, glowing. If you haven't beat them yet, when you start the, game, of course, when you first enter this, new world and everything. I could be wrong, though. That's the next area we'll go to, but let's explore a little bit over here now. And I have tested out the game a little bit, so I'm going to be very rusty. So, but that's kind of the gist of these revisiting videos, though. Get the practice in. Alright. Let's go to the third area. And you see that it's an igloo up there, so it means we are going to a snowy tundra. Ow. Excuse me. Mr. Wall. Hello. And one thing about this game, though, I noticed is that there is ice physics, or at least I think there are, actually. Feel free to chime in if anyone has experienced it themselves. And this right here is the fourth area. And it only has one doorway. This is the last area you go to before we go back to that that last area where we just were, faced the villain Nitrous Oxide, who's also the final boss, obviously. And those are boss doors here. And like I said before, I'll mention the bosses here in a little bit. Hold on a second. Oh, hey, that's pretty cool. Look at this. Has some of the Crash villains. It's the original 5 from Crash Bandicoot Warps, which we just played last time. Alright. Back out we go. And here we are back in the Crash Cove. Or actually that's one of the track's name. I can't remember what the name of this area is technically. I think it's called the Adventure Arena. That's pretty much what they call it, necessarily. So I won't show any boss fights. Sorry if anyone was really wanting to see that, but I do have something better, of course, in mind that I was wanting to do for this episode. And that was a tour of the Adventure Arena here, which is actually a pretty cool thing they implemented in this into this game. Actually, if you look up here, okay, I see. Yeah, these are the name of the Adventure Arena divisions, I guess you could say. So it's Insanity Beach, the Lost Ruins, Glacier Park, Casino City, and what was the other one? Gemstone Valley, which I guess is this one. So let's go and quit here, and let's advance to what I would. I've decided what I wanted to do here. So next we will go to arcade, single race, one player. We'll stick with easy just so I can get through these pretty quick. So Because basically what I have in mind here, as you can see, I have all of the characters. Yeah, pretty much all of them. I can't fully remember how to unlock the bosses, because yes, these are the bosses here, or some of them at least. I think you have to beat a certain part of the story mode to unlock them, but yeah, I would say look it up. Most definitely. There's anywhere on the internet you can really look up and see. For the bonus characters, there's like a cheat code you have to put in, which we'll get to those eventually. So first up, I'm gonna do the main 8 that we've seen first. Build up suspense here. So let's start with Crash. And yeah, let's start with Crash Cove. His own track. So it's pretty simple. You can drift like that by pressing down R1, and then use your boost by using L1 by drift. And you can use items to press circle. So those are pretty much the fundamentals of it, of crashing racing. And of course, X is to accelerate. Uh-oh. Have fun with that one. There's a doozy. That's a line from one of the characters. And if you get like 10 Wampa fruit, you get like a better item, or like an upgraded version of that item. All right, let's be careful there. No drown. Yeah, like right now I have 10 Wampa fruit, so now I get nitro crates. Alright, Cortex. It's on now. Oh, shoot. I can't forget that I'm not playing Mario Kart. Oh, you can also look back like that by pressing R2. Of course, I wouldn't recommend it all the time. Wow, nobody got this one. And just like that, we won the race. Easy as that. Alright. Let's go on to our next character. So we'll do Neo Cortex next. That kind of roll off the tongue. Dr. Cortex. And... Alright, let's get this out of the way. This is actually my least favorite stage in the whole game, but yeah, it's whatever. So in this stage, basically, is oh shoot. Yep, you have spiders in the ceiling, so you want to avoid those or they'll just mess you up. If you're like me, you do not like spiders, so you immediately don't want to deal with them. Alright. Full on, let's go. Thanks for playing. And if you have the 10 Wampa fruit, while you get Uka Uka or Aku Aku to protect you. Oh, I missed that. They just go on longer. There we go. Hands-off engine. Excuse me. Coming through. Evil scientists coming in the way. There's a shortcut right here, actually. What is there? Oh, it's right there. I see it now. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Sorry I'm staying quiet the whole time. I'm kind of concentrating. Like I said, this is not my favorite level of the whole game. But with all that said, all that junk. Also, I think this blue bubble lasts longer as well, or it lasts forever, I think. I could be wrong. But basically, it just kind of protects you. And it can hurt other people too, so it's like, in my opinion, it's better than the Uga Uga Aku Aku masks, except those make you go faster. Delivery. Very nice. Alright, go on to our next contestant. And one of my personal favorite characters. And we're gonna have a very long track here, so I think this might be the longest track in the game. I would have to do some research on that though. Don't quote me on that. Also, just want to make sure my camera's. Oh. Uh-oh. It's fine. I'll check it after this race, so sorry if the camera's a bit off. I felt like it's a bit off, but whatever. The track is kind of fun though. Even though it's a little difficult for Tiny or Dingodile, so. But it has Tiny's name in it, so we're going to use Tiny for it. Ow. Dang, Crash. Alright, let's see if I can try to catch up with Crash here. Ah. Oh wait, Polar. There is a way to hit players like that. More advanced players, of course, kind of do it though. I pulled it off maybe once, but I did to one of my friends before. Boy, were they mad. In a funny way, of course. Oh, shoot. Out of my way. Now Tiny's getting angry. Got some Mumpa fruit for good measure. on this, and I'm gonna hit my rocket. That kind of helps me. I feel like the music gets faster too on the last lap. I know some kart racers kind of did that, so. Hopefully they run into that. Oh, shoot. I messed that up. It's fine. Alright, there's the finish line. Oh, wow. That almost hit me. There we go. We'll take that. Alright, up next is Coco. And she has her own track, of course. I think every character kind of has their own theme track, basically. Hers is Coco Park, which is probably the more traditional tracks or like more basic ones. So it's a good track to use if you want to try to get used to the game, or if you want to get really good at it, basically. Need an item. Bullseye. Cortex got it. So these Lumber Fruit crates, they give you 6 Lumber Fruit. Each one, so. So Coco is technically a intermediate character, meaning she's considered balanced. I consider her as the acceleration types. So basically, the types of characters I use for playstyle wise in this game is Crash and Cortex. They're the balanced characters, where Tiny and Engine, they're the excel characters basically. Basically, if you want good acceleration, Coco and Engine are the characters you want to use. I should have that behind. Oh well. And of course, Tiny and Dingodile, they are the speed type characters. So I kind of turn to them if I really want a speedy character. But yeah, I mostly find myself using like intermediate or the advanced usually. And of course, Polar and Purra, those are the characters that are best with handling. So really, it's just depends on your playstyle. Kind of like in Smash Brothers. In fact, all the characters kind of have their own specific playstyle. So next up is Engine, and he has Engine Labs, which is actually a pretty cool level. Put my throat. Alright. Okay. I'm not gonna fool with it again. Ah, I messed up. That's what I get for fooling with the camera. I remember when I played this game, a lot of people would pick Engine. I think it's just his design or his overall stats. I'm not sure. Yeah, so it's fine. Here we go. Fall there. If anyone watches Did You Know Gaming on YouTube, I don't know, I didn't have lava fruit. There's an episode, of course, on this one here. What's kind of funny is that when since Naughty Dog, they're the company who made this game, they were under contract for 4 games to make for Crash Bandicoot, and so this was their final game to make, and they decided to try to kill off Crash and purposely try to make this into like a really bad game. I don't really understand the logic behind that, but whatever. They thought not just Oxide would be like a really ridiculous villain, and so that's why he became a villain. That because they thought it was like they liked him or anything. It was just like, oh yeah, this we're jumping the shark here. Let's use this guy as the villain. Nobody will take this game serious. Well, we don't take it serious in a good way, but it's pretty funny that they were trying to like purposely destroy this game, but it's actually very, very popular. Hope I didn't hit that. It's a pretty funny fact for sure. There's another fact about it that one of the characters we're going to be playing as, Ted's a penguin. There's a voice line that he has hidden in the game where one of the producers, I guess I think he like tested out the volume or something like that. I can't fully remember. He would say Penguin Yay 1, Penguin Yay 2, like test out the volumes or something like that, or the sound. And at the final end of the game where it came out, he of course got his own copy to test it out and unlocked all the characters. So he put the cheat codes in for all the other characters. When he was testing out Pence and Penguin, he noticed that his voice line made it to the game when it wasn't supposed to. And of course he called them up and he's like, "Oh no, I made a mistake here." And but it stayed in the game ever since. So when we play Pence and Penguin, I won't talk during that part, just so we can hear if we can hear it. So. Next up is Dingo Dial, and we're gonna go to Dingo Canyon for him here. Dingo Dial, Dingo Canyon, makes sense to me. But I highly recommend anyone to look up that video though. It's really funny how some of that came to be. So, here we have Dingo Dial. I guess I could say the lure of some of these villains here. So far, like, Dr. Neo Cortex has always been the main villain for Crash, or one of the main villains. He's had a few others. Not to mention, I really like this track, just the random fight. Anyways, some of the lore of some of these villains here. So Engine first appeared in, for instance, he appeared in Crash Bandicoot 2, which is one of the first Crash games I played, and Tiny, of course, also first appeared in Crash 2. You fight him before you fight Engine. And then Dingo Dial here, he first appeared in the third Crash game. He was the second boss behind Tiny. So in the last video, you'll see that what was I going with this again? About the boss or the villain lures. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second there. But yeah, he's the second boss in Crash 2 or Crash 3. I mean, sorry. And Entropy, who is a lock character, he is not one of the bosses in the game, but he first appeared in Crash 3 as well. And other bosses, I'll talk about those when we get to them here. Easy as that. Alright, next up is Polar. And we'll have to go with, where is it at? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Polar Pass. When I said that you pick up 5 or 6 Wumpa fruit in each crate, I think that wasn't fully true. Because last time I got 6, this time I got 5. I'm not sure of the math behind this. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. This track is perfect for Polar, too, because there's a lot of sharp turns and whatnot. One more. Whoa, that was close. There's a shortcut that I love pulling off. I love doing that. It kind of lures you into, of course, like hey, over here. So. Looks like we're good so far. And that polar bear you see right there is a good callback to Crash 2. If you play the Crash games, you'll know that they're known for their chase sections and everything. That's you get hit by that polar bear in one of the levels, or some of them. I guess I could also mention that the characters in Polar and Purah, they appeared in, well, Polar, he came in Crash 2, and Purah appeared in Crash 3, so that was their debuts. And people absolutely love Polar, so that already is kind of a plus for them with the Crash 2. The Crash 2 gave us Polar, and yeah, that's pretty valid. Polar's pretty awesome. Purah deserves some credit too, but yeah. Can you honk your horn in this game? I don't think you can. Cause I know in like other kart racers you can just honk your horn even though there's nothing to it really, or it doesn't do much. Alright, we have a huge lead here. That's good to see. Of course I'm on easy, so oh no. And looking at the map here, I see the engine is oh no. Oh well. How will I ever recover from this? Sorry about that. I just had to do that. We had such a big league, I was like, yeah, let's do something funny here. So, oh man. Gotta love it. And last of the main characters here, we have we got Mr. Purra here, and so we're gonna go to arguably one of the best tracks, actually. In my opinion, it is one of the best. It's not my favorite, but we'll get to that one eventually. And of course, if you saw the last episode, this is Purra was in Crash 3, where you ride him on the Great Wall of China. So, and for that shortcut there, you need one of those bombs there. So if you get a bomb in this level, save it and hit that door. Okay, here we go. Just like this. I'll save it here. So I can show off the shortcut here. Because it took me forever to figure out how to actually pull the shortcut off. I want to say this track in particular is based off of the Ruins levels in Crash 2. I'm not entirely sure though. And if anyone's wondering what Crash games I actually played or owned, alright, here we go. Nice. Thank you very much. Give us a bit of a lead. I didn't really pick up the Crash of... Well, I've played them, but I never really got into the Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant and everything. It just... Yeah, that's when I kind of dried out with Crash Bandicoot. I kind of moved on with other things, and the overall design, yeah, it was bad. So, well, I don't want to judge the game like that. I haven't played them through fully, but it just wasn't my thing. Alright, have fun with that one. It's funny when you go behind there, you pass those players up like, oh, hi. And those are the mainline characters of the game. So now let's go on and move on to the bosses. And every boss has like their own designated track too. So first up is Ripperoo. He's the first boss of this game. He's also the second boss in the first Crash Bandicoot. The first Crash Bandicoot mostly just had villains. It was just Crash and Tawna as the two good characters. Coco didn't show up until Crash 2, but yeah. And it's pretty cool how every track here has like a picture of the boss. I think they're the face of the boss. It has like, you can see their picture. If you keep an eye out, you'll see it. I love Ripperoo's voice. That right there is basically like the blue shell of Mario Kart. So, of course, in this video, I didn't really want to make too many like assumptions. Oh, there's Ripperoo's picture on the left there. So basically, the boss fights in this game, they just spam items to try to hit you with. So basically, like they'll follow certain items behind. Oh shoot! So basically, Ripperoo will throw red crates like so. Oh, there's Ripperoo right there too. And Papu Papu, he'll throw back. Well, spoiler alert. It will be your next boss fight. Oh, I missed him. he'll throw back. I just realized I haven't got any Wumpa fruit. Oh well. Alright, Dingo Dial and I are got a dogfight going on here. So Papu Papu will throw. I dodged it. There he is. Couldn't catch me. And a substitute for the bosses here, whenever you pick a boss in an arcade stage, Purah pretty much gets kicked aside for him, so you won't see him in these remaining stages. Sorry to any Purah fans out there. Next up is Papu Papu. And, his track is actually pretty fun. I like his a lot. Papu's Pyramid. So basically, when you fight Papu Papu, he'll throw back, if I remember correctly, yeah, it was those green laboratory bottles that you don't want to run over and just screws you up. I've heard somewhere that the bosses also have like they're also kind of like the type of characters that you see on here. There's a shortcut here. Yeah, there it is. I wasn't gonna make it. Dang it. You need the bot. You need a boost. Oh, you can drive up here, but I'm not gonna make it. So like Papu Papu is basically like the advanced types, like Dingo Dial or Tiny. Ah! Yeah, I'm not doing so hot in this pack. Out of the way, Crash. Could this be the one race that I don't win? Or the first one I don't win? Oops. That was my own race. Alright, that'll help me a lot. Ah, that might be engine. There we go. Yeah, that helped a lot. Oh, wow. That was close. So basically, like Ripperoo, I heard his stats are the same as Coco's or Engines. Oh yeah, another fun thing too is if you get if you run into one of those red crates and it falls on your head there, just keep bouncing like this right here, which is R1. It'll eventually hop off. The game does tell you that though. Alright, let me see if I can. Nope. Dang it. Nope. This race is mine. Oh no. Okay, we're fine. Cortex is lollygagging all the way back there. It's kind of funny. He just had a really bad race. And the next boss character is Komodo Joe. And he first appeared in Crash Bandicoot 2. Oh, and Papu Papu was the first boss in Crash 1. So he's like the OG or one of the OG villains. Anyways, Komodo Joe's next. That's something? Okay, I just want to make sure. Dragon Mines is his track, which is also a pretty cool track. That kind of like sums up the entire game though. All the tracks in this game are pretty awesome, except I'm not a fan of Cortex Castles. That's established already. Ah, didn't time it right. be fine. And there was Komodo Joe's picture. And the last stage, you'll notice that it's, that Papu's picture was on the ground, so, on the very beginning. I think it's kind of funny that they have their picture on there. It's kind of gives the track more charm. Oh, wow. Excuse me, I'm gonna cheat through my way there. So Komodo Joe, he was the second boss in Crash 2. Actually, it's the Komodo Bros, technically. Komodo Joe and Komodo Mo, I think it was his name. Anyone who's a huge fan of Crash, feel free to correct me on that, so. But yeah, they were like the second bosses. They were right before Tiny. I know I'm really liking the Wampa fruit with some of these races here, but it's fine. Alright, next boss is Pinstripe. And he is right up here. He first appeared in the first Crash Bandicoot game. He was the last boss before, well, Embryo and Cortex. Spoiler alert. So, shoot. Where's his track? It's right up there. It is. Doesn't say his name in it, but you'll see his picture or his face printed on the blimps here. That's like my old strategy I used to do. Just hold it right there. Pinstripe, I feel like he's more intermediate. So he's on level with Crash and Cortex. Ah, I missed it. Alright, we got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
Hey! Out of my way, Crash. Ah. So you could say some of these items do kind of inspire from Mario Kart games, but they do have their own charm and have their own personality. I feel like Burroughs, or Polar, he's helped me out here a little bit. This is also a pretty long track itself as well. But its challenging aspect is pretty satisfying to master, though. Also, you don't want to drift for too long, or they'll spin out of control. Just FYI.
Over the top. Yes.
Got him. Oh well. I just noticed I'm hitting the 50-minute mark. I just hope my storage doesn't give out. So let's hope it doesn't. was close. Almost fell off there.
Over the top.
All right. Wow, we're doing pretty good there. Although I haven't shaken off Cortex yet. Oh, should have left it there.
Over the top.
Could have stalled them.
Take that.
And for good measure. All right. You can play nitrous oxide if you hack the game. They said it will crash, or it can crash the game. Pun. Pun unintended. So, you can only play on certain tracks and whatnot, but yeah. So here we are with Entropy. He doesn't have a designated track, so I decided to give him my personal favorite track, which is Super Speedway. So, Entropy, he first appeared as like a mainline villain, or he was like hyped up as a mainline villain in Crash Bandicoot 3, so Crash Bandicoot 4, I should say. But yeah, like the ramps in this level and everything, I just find it really funny. But he was technically a secret character for this track. Because he's technically the third boss in Crash Bandicoot 4, so... Oh. Alright. We're having a pretty good lead here. If I had to guess, he's probably a intermediate, but with good acceleration. Same as Coco or Engine.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought I was going to hit there. Alright, pick your poison. Pick wisely. Final lap. Oh, dang it. Right over my own bottle. Gotta love it. Ah, shit, missed it. That was close. Missed the crate though. Oh, no one hit that bottle yet. Oh well. Hopefully someone hit that. Nice. Now with that, we have two more characters. So in this, for Penta Penguin, I'm gonna not commentate and try to listen and see if we can listen to that programmer's voice in it. They say you have to like really listen for it though. So, with that said, let's turn her up a little bit. All right, Blizzard Bluff, I feel like is a perfect track for him. So, he's a penguin. There it is. Oh man. Oh, that's funny. We heard it. Oh man. That's pretty gold. That's just gold. Hopefully you didn't get too much trouble for that, but still. From what I've heard, they didn't seem to really mind too much. We didn't get Penguin Yay 2, but we got a Penguin Yay 1. And that's a win in my book. Alright. I know I said I would stop pulling with the camera, but here we go. Alright. Now down to our final character, and it's Big Crash. And I decided to go with Turbo Track for him. This is the one I wanted to do for Entropy, but I don't know. And we're about to hit the 1 hour mark, so hopefully I can beat this without, or I can finish this before. Hope I can beat this before, my storage goes out, so. Slows you down. Our turn. I'm the real Crash now. So to close things off, I'm just going to go ahead and say thank you to everyone who's watched this video and sticking out with it, of course, and hopefully the nostalgic memories have really hit everyone else as well. So, and if you didn't grow up with this game, I highly advise definitely check it out. It's definitely worth checking out. Finish this. Oh yeah, you can also throw it forward if you aim the control stick forward. Wow, I got a huge lead now. finish things off right way. Alright. As I said before, I'll see you guys around. I don't have another batch of games revisited just yet. I'll look through my collection and see what I feel like would be a good game to visit. So anyways, take care and GG's.